Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational ladynoble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will enjoy this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This is past, present, and future. You or someone around you. So say it resonates in the West for someone else. This is a general read. It's not a personal read. Not a personal read. Check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. It is a good idea to keep an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel. You really want to see what's up. All our work on this channel and our contributions are highly appreciated. Now let's check out and let's see what's the vibe. All right. So this collective needs to know what's the vibe. All right. Like the way those are flying out there. Like the way those are flying out there. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Looks like this is regarding some kinds of relationship collective. There could be someone who could be daydreaming, possibly thinking about you, reminiscing about you, thinking about you. This could be someone you're separated from. This could be someone from your past, maybe a while ago, a year or two ago, or maybe most common recently. So there could be someone thinking about you, someone who you could consider to be a close friend. Maybe you were romantic with this person, male or female. Maybe it didn't get far. Maybe it did get far, okay? So this could be someone from your past, or this could be someone, I'm also picking up new, maybe that you met maybe a month or two ago, male or female, okay? Maybe this was a sneaky link. Maybe this was someone that you didn't expect it to go far with, but somehow, some way you connected with this person. Maybe you met them through a friend. Maybe you were, I'm picking up someone at an event, a gathering, a party, a house party. You were invited somewhere and someone was there with their friend. You may have been introduced to this person. You didn't expect it to go to where it went to. Maybe you did have an affair with this person. Maybe it did turn to a situation that was sexual, okay? You and this person shared and exchanged a lot of like-minded energy. But for some reason, you have separated from this person. Maybe you both decided, maybe you did have mutual understanding, like, look, this is nothing permanent. We're just having fun. Maybe you could have had this conversation with this person, or you could have had no conversation at all. It was just a night of fun. One thing led to another, and then it turned into one of these. So something that just happened, okay? You may have found out that this person was connected to someone. And maybe you could have, when you met them, you were recently single, okay? You were like fresh out of a relationship, coming freshly from a breakup, okay? But you may have found out that this person was connected to someone, or connected to someone whom they go back and forth with. Maybe you heard this through word of mouth. Maybe you heard this from the same friend that connected you two together. Okay. Next card I have here is established. Okay, it says settled, secure, wealthy. So this person may have considered you to be very established and successful. They may have heard great things about you prior to you even meeting them. I'm not picking up that they chose to talk to you or sleep with you because of what you have, but unbeknownst to you, when you were invited to this event or to this friend's house, prior to you being introduced to this person was already aware of who you were. Basically, you're coming off as someone very independent, very well established, very comfortable and secure when it comes to your finances. You could be someone who lives on their own, has their own car, dressed very nice. You take very good care of yourself. You can be very attractive, male or female. And so there are a lot of people who speak highly of you when it comes to far as the friend that's responsible, or the friend that has something going on for themselves. So you could be considered the successful one out of the friend group. So this person has heard this about you prior to you meeting them. Now, I'm not picking up once again that they chose to, link up with you because of the material wealth that you, confirmation that you have. But they have heard of you, and they have heard a lot of positive talk about you. And this may have attracted them to you. Okay, this could be someone who's attracted to people who have something going on. I mean, who wouldn't be attracted to someone who is stable and able to take care of themselves? That is sexy. That is attractive, male or female. Okay. But out of nowhere, possibly some kind of chaos could have erupted, could have began to be created. This could have been from the lover I mentioned earlier, that this person could have been connected to someone who they were off and on with, repeatedly, off and on again with, Spirit is saying. Someone who they allowed to go back and forth with. One moment they're dating, next moment they're broke up. They may be broke up and seeing someone else, but they may sleep with this person. Yeah. So it's like a back and forth thing, okay? hmm This person that they are allowing to go back and forth in their life could be just not mentally stable, someone very insecure, very paranoid. The moment that this person hears that their ex has moved on, this is someone who is likely to try to like stalker vibes, okay? Stalker vibes, we're saying, okay? And so it's like every time this person tries to move on or they hear about them even meeting someone, even if it's just at the beginning, they become frazzled and want to run back. Yeah, this is a natural cock blocker, sounds like. Okay. What else the collective needs to know about this person they almost made it with? One second, ladies and gentlemen. This person could have a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of migraines, a lot of just imbalance going on at this time. And it could possibly come from them dealing with this ex that comes back and forth in and out of their life. It looks like this person is intentionally creating this chaos energy, but it won't stop until, they stop this person from going back and forth. A person can only treat you like an evolving door if you give them access. And so, Spirit is saying it would not be wise to even see this person or continue to even communicate with them, because you don't want this person coming after you, wanting to create some kind of confrontation over someone who you're not really locked in with. If it was just a simple one night stand or a love affair, it was just that. You don't need anyone pulling up to your home or your job over someone, who you're not even committed to or exclusive with in that manner. This person, mental faculties, their ex, isn't in the right place. They could have a personality disorder. This is someone who could be dangerous and risky to even be around. Why they continue to deal with this person. They could have issues as well, okay, to even allow this in their life, because the more they allow this ex to come back, every time they hear that they're trying to move on, it just keeps them stagnant when it comes to their love life. They're self-inflicting blockages onto themselves. You may hear from this person and they may want to have a conversation with you. They may tell you they want to apologize to you. And Spirit is saying for you to steer clear. Let them know that because they're insincere. They're not being genuine. Their intentions aren't pure. And so Spirit is saying you need not to waste any more of your time or allow anyone to waste your time, collective. So you need to let them know that you're not interested, in going through the ups and downs and turnarounds, Uh, just be clear and honest and straightforward. You don't want to lead them on. It wouldn't be wise to okay, yeah, you can come over, or yeah, we can link up. You don't want to give this person any kind of false intentions that they have a chance with you. Okay? So leave those ties severed. Spirit is saying you are working on creating more harmony in your life, after dealing with this person. They may be daydreaming of you and thinking about you, but they're not available, at least emotionally. If they're allowing their ex to come back every time they meet someone new, this is someone who also sounds like they get a rise and they get off. It strokes their ego to see they want to see someone chase them or fight over them, and maybe you're not paying them any attention. So this could really be a bother to them, collective. This person is very insecure, to even allow this, to be daydreaming about you, knowing darn well they're still tied to this ex who is not mentally stable. This person could have some kind of wounds or unhealed trauma, that is from their childhood, or maybe something that happened to them, when they were younger, that has them feeling very insecure and unstable. And it's like they enjoy and they want to see you and this person fight over them. And so what it is, this person is someone who sneaky links and links up with a lot of different partners, but at the same time they're non-committal because they're always willing to allow this ex, male or female, to come back. Okay, and somehow, some way, this ex ends up, attacking the new lover or the new man or woman that is in their life. Okay, this is something that has happened in the past. Okay, and your spirit guides do not want you to be a part of the tension that is being exposed here in this read. What else the collective needs to know regarding this person? What else the collective? Whoa. Okay. Anything else that needs to know? Okay. They say you actually shall receive. All right. One second, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. And see, and there it is. This is the person from the past coming back who you're no longer dealing with, trying to wiggle their way into your life, trying to consume you with their issues, their drama, their problems. They want someone to join them in the battle. They want someone to join them in the conflict, and they want someone to compete. This is competition. This is a lover who is interested, and they get a rise. It strokes their ego to have people fight over them. Now, you're not interested in competing or fighting over them, but they're trying to initiate it. So Spirit is saying this is something that they do habitually. Okay. This is something that they do. They allow this other person to go back and forth because this person is low vibrational, okay, and weak and insecure. So they choose to, be the third party or fifth party. And every time they link up with someone new, they want to like battle for this person. Yeah. hmm they want you to share. They want you to compete. This person, they want you to compete for their attention, for their love, for their affection. They want you to make them feel superior, while you degrade and lower your vibration and feel inferior. Okay? And they're willing to risk it all, even if it's worth you self-sabotaging yourself and inflicting pain on your own heart. They don't mind assisting you. This is someone who is cold and malicious in breaking your heart. You may have established, or maybe you communicated and verbalized to this person that you're looking for something serious, or you're starting to have feelings for them, okay? And so this is someone who plays on that. Some people can accept honesty and have adult conversations, and their actions will match their words. But there are many people, especially when you're dating and getting to know people, they'll take information like that and utilize it for their own good and try to play childish games. And so this is someone who is very immature, you know. There could be chatter, about maybe getting back in their good graces. This person could be even kikiing with their friends, to see can they get back in your good graces, knowing that they don't have pure intentions, okay? Maybe they're gathering over drinks, turning up. I'm picking up that this is a friend group that has a lot of parties, a lot of gathering. This could be maybe a household that likes to gather and like play cards, or on the weekend they gather, maybe they barbecue, they cook together. It's a friend circle they're always together. Okay, maybe a group of 3 or 4, male or female, or maybe a mixture of both. And I'm also picking up, I guess this is for somebody, that this friend group, they're very nosy, and they share too much of their business with each other. That's for somebody that needs to know that. So be mindful if you are going to interact with this person, what you share. What else is collective needs to know? Anything else that needs to know? One second, ladies and gentlemen. There could be someone new coming into your life collective, someone who is very romantic, someone who believes in chivalry, someone who is emotionally available and stable. So Spirit is saying for you to steer clear, be mindful of blocking yourself, occupying yourself with someone who is not ready for you, and blocking off someone who is really ready for you. You are a good catch. This person knows that, even though they want to play games, they are just emotionally immature at this time. Meanwhile, you do have someone who's an emperor, who's in the energy, very abundant, someone who has leadership qualities. They could be a leader in their community, maybe on their job, or just respected as a leader because they're very responsible, very stable. This person could be financially comfortable as well. I'm not saying they're looking for money, but it's a plus, okay? They can hold their own pretty much. This person is a giving person. They are accustomed to having things. They are accustomed to wealth, okay? So a person that is used to having does not mind giving, okay? But they say, just say you ain't got it. Just say you ain't got it. Well, this person has it, and they don't mind giving it, okay? Everyone is different, collective. Everyone is different. Okay, and that's how we have spirits, the high priestess, and so Spirit is saying you're very wise, you're very smart, you're very well balanced, and that's why you chose to let this connection go. And Spirit is saying don't fall for the hoopla. This person is going to come off as a charmer. This ex-person, they're going to come and try to sweet talk you, baby. They might even come with flowers. They might even come with flowers, trying to play in your flower. But be mindful of blocking yourself, stay focused, on building and creating, okay? Stay focused, on blossoming and, tilting your soul and manifesting and creating and, living and standing in your prosperity and abundance. Stay focused on all the beauty and bliss that life has to offer you. They know that you are a good catch, but they are not emotionally available or mentally stable to even deal with a person of your caliber, collective. This is something, the words I'm saying, you will never hear them admit this out of their mouth, but there are times where people, just because you date someone who may not treat you well, whether they cheat on you, disrespect you, or whatever the situation is, just say they just don't treat you fair. Things don't go well. It does not mean that you're not a great person. It does not mean that you're not attractive or worthy of being loved. People are sometimes just not ready to mature, to grow. And some people don't know how to recognize greatness when it's in front of them. So, and a lot of them don't know how to recognize it when it's in the palm of their hands. And often lose out on favor and opportunity, when Source has placed it in your life. We hope and pray for things when it comes to partnerships, whether you choose to be romantic. Okay, romantic, whether you choose to be married or you just want a companion or live-in spouse, whatever your situation is. People pray and manifest and ask for things, but when it's right in front of them, they never can recognize it. They can't see the forest for the trees. And so you don't miss your well until it runs dry. It goes that way because it's a good idea to stay present, stay focused on who you're with. If you're in a connection, you're dating someone, you just Put the cards on the table. You either going to date and work on commitment, or you just flat out let the person know, look, I'm not interested in no commitment. We can go out and have some fun, and that's it. There's no need to teeter totter. Now that sounds easy what I'm saying, but there's very few who are willing to do that. And so this is someone who is just not emotionally mature. And this could be someone very well seasoned. Okay, this could be someone who could be even older than you. You may consider them to be more experienced, but they're just not. They're just not ready. And that's why I say, age has nothing to do with maturity. A person can have birthday after birthday. It doesn't mean that they're an adult. It's just is what it is. This is somebody that's just not ready. They have issues that they need to solve in their own timing, but they have to be in agreement to go through the healing process and find out why is it that they're willing to allow an ex to come back, into their life every time they find someone new. Why is it that they want to see someone fight over them? Because situations like that can turn very dangerous and someone can get hurt. Someone could get into a situation that they can't turn back from. So it's unhealthy, and I wouldn't risk it. No one is worth that kind of risk. Okay, so the wheel is changing in your favor. There's a lot of great fortune headed your way, a lot of prosperity, and it's a good idea. Your spirit team is saying for you to stay focused on growth and development. You're already aware. You've already given this person an opportunity, and they showed you who they were. So, in the words of great Maya Angelou, simply believe them. They showed you who they were. They showed you they're not ready to commit. They showed you that they have someone else. This person is violent, confrontational, and you may have heard of. This is for somebody, not all of you. When you met this person, someone may have ran it by you like, oh, you're talking to him or you're talking to her, or you're going out with so and so. Oh, they're still connected to somebody, or they just broke up with their ex and she's crazy or he's crazy, or they like to spaz out on a new person. That's for somebody. You were warned that they were really not completely available, but you chose to proceed anyway. Okay? So be mindful, be careful. Nobody needs to get hurt. Nobody needs to get hurt. Work on maintaining your balance. Do not allow this person to come into your life and create imbalance for you and instability. You are worthy. This is a star card, and it's in the upright. And so with this being an upright, this is saying that it's okay for you to be the center of attention. It's okay for you to enjoy your prosperity, your abundance. It's okay for you to love yourself and to simply enjoy life. You don't have to dim your light for anyone. You don't have to dumb yourself down to stroke anyone's ego. You don't have to be confrontational and fight over anyone. Not necessary, this is happiness. This is good fortune. This is faith. This is being connected also spiritually in a very deep way. Okay? Being very self-efficient. This person could also envy your independence collective. I'm picking up on that also. You could be so successful and independent, you could be intimidating to this person. And there are people like that also. They'll come across someone who is confident, who is independent, and because they have low self-esteem, it's not anything that you are doing. Source is saying, do not change who you are ever or dim your light. It's a personal thing within them, because you should want someone, male or female, especially when it comes to dating and getting to know people. You should want someone that knows how to be independent or self-efficient. You should want someone who knows how to resolve issues when they arrive and who's strong. You should want that, especially if it was to turn into a long-term situation, relationship. You want a partner who can pick up the weight if something was to occur. But, like I said, this person's mental faculties, they lack the ability to be utilized in the right way so this person can see, that what's right in front of them is not worthy of the shenanigans that they're trying to manifest with you. And so we're closing out with the Ace of Swords. And so you have received your clarity, There's no need for you to be confused or wonder, when this person tries to come back, and they could be very handsome or beautiful, male or female. You don't have to go back and forth, or maybe they reach out to you on a Friday night or the weekend, or maybe you indulge in different vices. They know that you smoked a spliff or you had a drink or two, so they choose to hit you up when they know you're inebriated. Hey, you think I can come by? You think I can pull up on you? What you doing? Or the hey big head text, be mindful. Don't allow it. Spirit is saying ignore that call, block that call. Don't allow it. Don't fall for the trickery, because there is someone new, that is heading, in your direction. And I would clearly say, that this person from the past versus this new person, it's a real big difference, male or female. Remember, gender is fluid in tarot, okay? So, yeah, don't you mess that up. Don't you mess that up. Steer clear. Steer clear. The oracle message. Oh, you gave me 3. Okay. The first one is stop criticizing yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. So, like I said, you're very beautiful or handsome. You're confident. You are the catch, and this person knows this. Even though this person is acting foolish, I'm telling you, collective, do not be fooled. Just because you date someone and they may act foolish, it does not. Don't believe the hype. It does not mean you're not worthy. It does not mean something wrong with you. It does not mean that you're not attractive. That is a them problem. Okay. I've even had that confirmed, from quite a few male figures. They were in agreement with me. There are some adults who can have adult conversations without getting mad. And I've even had some male figures of different ages and backgrounds in my life who have confirmed. They say, you know what? When a person chooses to go their own way, it's not the partner, but people often could think it's them. It's not you. If your partner chooses to not be honest with you, cheat, be deceptive, it's really something within them. But often you'll hear people say, oh, they don't do this, they don't do that. No, 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 no. The idea of a person wanting to step out or be deceitful in any way, that's a them problem, and it goes deep. That's a whole nother video. It goes real deep. Yeah. Yeah. hmm but people tend to think, that if their partner cheat on them or something, that is something they're doing wrong. No, that's not it. That's what they want you to think. Don't be fooled. Okay. The hottest love has the coldest end. Ooh, wait. I like this card. It says the hottest love has the coldest end. So I got to dig it out. This may have been a sexual moment. Okay. It happens. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens. Cut it out. This may have been a sexual moment. It may was hot, good, and steamy. But check it out. The hottest love has the coldest end. This is a situation that was just that. It was a sexual moment and nothing more, nothing less. Spirit is saying this is something that you must move on from. This is something that you must not allow to expand into anything else. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your happiness. It's not worth risking blocking this emperor from entering your life, male or female, okay? Because this emperor energy here matches your fly. This is like-minded energy. This is someone whom you're going to have a lot in common with. And they are ready to commit. They've been there, done that with all the goofball and that player energy that's really, really nothing. It can be quite stressful being a player. You don't believe me? Ask a player. They'll tell you, yeah, it is stressful. You run out of lies and all kind of stuff, and you drive yourself dizzy. For the dog that chases its tail, we know they will be dizzy. So It's no big deal, you know. And when you grow into yourself and you know who you are, and you're really working on yourself, your self awareness, and your self development, you'll find out that these things are really nothing, and it's not worth your happiness. It's not worth allowing it to steal your joy. And just because you have one relationship or connection that does not work doesn't mean you should stay in the energy of blocking yourself off from finding new love. Doesn't mean that everybody is bad. Doesn't mean that the world is terrible or maybe I just shouldn't date. No, 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 no. We're put here to learn, and these relationships that we allow ourselves to participate in, we are supposed to learn from these situations and work on not repeating them, in whatever way that works for you. And it's nothing more or less. That is the truth. That is the honest truth of what I just said. We're supposed to learn from those mistakes and move on. Okay? Find a way not to repeat it. The next card I have here is everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So everything you ever wanted, collective, is on the other side of fear. So be brave, okay? Be brave and keep progressing forward. Later.